Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about Post Scriptum. Now, I didn't really get enough time to have an in-depth review of this game. This is more of just a candid conversation of my thoughts after the few days that it was open for beta. Now, for those who don't know about this game, it's highly anticipated by the people who enjoy hardcore shooter games like Red Orchestra, Arma, Insurgency, and through its own words, it describes itself as a World War II simulation game focusing on historical accuracy, large-scale battles, a difficult learning curve, and an intense need for cohesion, communication, and teamwork. Man, that sounds like it's right down our alley, right guys? And I was trying to explain the other day why I like hardcore shooters and why a lot of the people who follow this channel like hardcore shooters. It's not that we're looking for hyper-realism, right? Like, I'm not looking to where, I need to keep up with my calories necessarily in a game. Don't need that much realism. But there's something that agitates me when I'm playing an arena-based type game like Call of Duty, something that's much less realistic, and I shoot somebody in the face point blank with a shotgun and they're still running, and I'm like, no, that would not happen. It would not happen like that in real life. And it's even something more than that. It's more than just the realism. It's games that I like to say, pardon the language, that put your dick in the dirt. Like right here, I am focused on staying hidden in this shrub. Like, there's that certain level of adrenaline, something to be known about going down with a well-placed shot. It really gets the adrenaline going in the gameplay, and you're playing just a little bit more careful and with just a little bit more focus, because that one life is that much easier to be taken away. Now, something I want to establish right from the start in some of my thoughts on this game is I'm going to be comparing this game a lot to Red Orchestra. So if you've played any of the Red Orchestra series, this game is going to be very familiar to you. It's probably more comparable to that game than any other realistic shooter. So when I'm comparing some of this and some of that, I'm going off of the basis that you have already played Red Orchestra, which if you haven't, and like I said, you enjoy hardcore shooters, Red Orchestra sets a really good baseline, especially for the World War II era, of what you should be doing in mechanics. And that also might turn some people off right from the beginning. Red Orchestra has this stigma behind it of feeling heavy, instantly feeling heavy in the game compared to some of the other shooters that are out there. What I mean by heavy, meaning you don't move around incredibly quickly. Your body has weight to it, and you definitely feel that in this game as well, especially when you go to start sprinting. You don't immediately start sprinting. There's almost like this little delay, and you definitely have stamina to be concerned about. There's different ways to manage that stamina, and you are doing, especially when you first start this game and you're wandering around, you're doing a lot of running, which is going to turn a lot of people off. The fact that it takes so long to get somewhere, you need to be very intentional on how you place yourself. Like, you got to know where you need to go, and you need to go start heading there, because it's going to take a little while, right? And I think this game definitely needs some work in that arena. I shouldn't have to go to Google and research what some of these different aspects mean on the map. Some of the different game mechanics. I shouldn't have to turn to Google for that. I should be able to tell through the UI, through the user interface, and through the user experience what I'm supposed to be doing. That should not be a challenge in the game, and it currently is. And it's the beta, and I'm sure they have a lot more work to do as far as user experience. So please don't take it at face value when you're playing it. But I can say I was challenged when I first started. I was like, where am I supposed to go? Like, I get it. Let me find the front line, and I'll take a look at some of my, where my guys are, and I can kind of see which way they're facing, and I can determine a front line, and I can either go join the front line or try and flank the front line. But aside from that, some of the more different, very necessary objectives were difficult for me to understand at first. And I don't know if that's solved with a tutorial. I mean, guys, tell me in the comment section, do you actually play tutorials in games that you first start? Probably not. You're like, no, I've played enough games in my life. I don't need to sit here through a 20-minute tutorial to understand how to play this game. For the same reason, for my fathers that are out there, when you buy a new kid's toy and you have to put it together, do you really read the instructions, maybe glance over them, right? But no, you're like, I got this. I'm a grown-ass man. I can put this dollhouse together. Maybe that's actually speaking for the need for a tutorial. Because God, I have messed up some kids' toys in my life, not reading the instructions. But this isn't all bad, right? This is a criticism that I have of the game, but it does get a lot right, guys. I will say this is one of the more enjoyable experiences I've played using a Lee Enfield in the game. You know, which a lot of the weapons are restricted at the moment, you know, because it was a beta. But it felt right. The gunplay with the Lee Enfield felt right. The recoil. I even like how you have to click the button again to rack another round. That's something that they have in Red Orchestra, right? When you're playing a sniper class or any kind of bolt action class, they had an option for you to click in the menu for racking another round, like it was another step. But nobody ever clicked it because sooner or later you're gonna forget and you're gonna go to shoot your next target, and you're gonna accidentally have to rack another round, right? So nobody clicked that option, but I like it. Like, guys, that is an important step in using a weapon like this. You could fire that round and you're so focused on where it went that you forget to rack another round. I love it. And a lot of people are complaining about it, but that was one of my favorite aspects. When I shot and then I looked toward my next target and I clicked again, I knew I had him. I had him in my sights. I was like, I got this guy. And the racking animation started. I was like, oh, that's nice. I like it. And you also see right here, I like the damage mechanics. In Red Orchestra, when you're getting fired at, when you're getting suppressed, it jolts the screen around, which is great when you're trying to return fire because it doesn't make sense. If you're getting fired at and you're trying to return fire, you're going to be more shaky. It's going to be difficult for you to kind of get them in your sights correctly because you're getting fired at, man. You're gonna be jolting around, and that's how Red Orchestra handles that. In Post Scriptum, it's even more so. Not only does it jolt your screen, but it reduces your field of vision. It really brings in the scare and reduces your ability to really deal with anything if you're being suppressed. And also the damage is something that I really enjoyed. It took me a second to kind of figure it out there, and I'm not happy how you have to bring out the bandages and hold the right mouse button. Like, that didn't make any sense. I'm like, why the right mouse button? But you have to patch yourself up, which is something that I really enjoy. I also like that the developers know the danger in having hit markers and a kill feed in a game like this. I think in a game like this, it is absolutely necessary to question whether you hit your target. That doubt is such a huge part of the battlefield. For you to put a round out and for you to think, did I hit him? I don't know. Let me put another round in the same spot, right? Or maybe you'll aim a little lower or a little higher. Just questioning whether you hit them. You're going to put more rounds out, right? Or maybe you're going to keep your head above the cover, just looking to see if you actually hit them, which opens you up more. Those things are necessary. And plus, it's more rewarding, to know when you hit that target. When you put out that round, the muzzle flashes, the smoke clears, and you see a body flipping down on the ground. There's something, it sounds terrible, I know, but there's something really rewarding about that. This game also brought a new mechanic that I've come to enjoy. I think it has bothered a lot of people, but when you're moving through the bush, it feels thick. Don't take that the wrong way. Let me rephrase. When you're moving through the foliage has some weight to it. It has some thickness to it that slows you down, and that changes things. It makes it much more difficult to sit there and hide in the bush, right? Yep. Don't hide in the bush, gentlemen. Because it's so much more difficult to move through. If you get found, let's say your rifle is sticking out and somebody sees you and they start firing at you. In a normal game, it's easy for you to boogie, right? Easy for you to just get out of there. In this game, not so much, and it makes total sense. If you got branches and foliage all around you and you're trying to move out of that area, it's going to be much more difficult. Also, if you're trying to flank, it makes things more difficult. If you're going through all that foliage, it's going to slow you down, and you're going to be dodging the trees and dodging the bushes. I actually liked it. At first, It wasn't my biggest favorite thing about the game, but I got it. I saw how it changed things. It kept people, when they looked at a clearing in an area, they looked at it differently. They were like, wow, I can move faster if I head down this road rather than if I go through all this thick brush to the right. Which means it's more predictable to see where enemy troop movement is going to happen. Sure, they could take the route through the brush, but likely they're going to want to move faster because, like I said, there's a lot of running in this game. So if I just put sights down this clearing here, I'm likely going to get some targets. So there you go. There's quite a few things. I'm giving this game some credit. It's doing some things right. Now let me give you my biggest complaint about this game. And if you agree with me or don't agree with me, let me know in the comment section. But I feel like this game needs more cover mechanics, right? Because you have to be so intentional in where you go and how you position yourself, because there's so much weight to yourself. And even now in this game, because of how difficult it is to move through the brush, I feel like you need something that makes it easier for you to take advantage of your position. In Red Orchestra, when you could snap to a wall, and when you could jump out from the wall and look around on the other side and jump back, that was, you can hear my chair, I'm like doing the movement, right? It's necessary. You need that kind of mechanic, right? Because you have to take every advantage of that cover that you have found. You need to be able to pop your head up, pop your head down, pop your head to the side, pop your head to the left. Just peek. Sometimes you just need to peek your head up, right? You're sitting in cover and you just want to peek your head up and look to see what's there. You don't want to put your rifle over the side, which you could do in Red Orchestra. You could just peek your head up, leave your rifle down, you know, expose yourself less, and get a feel for what's in front of your cover. You need that in this game, and I feel like that's the biggest complaint that I have. You know, I love everything about it, but when I'm sitting behind cover, I felt restricted. I was like, I just want to be able to snap around this corner, and I couldn't do it. So I don't know if that's something that's coming or if that's in the works. I kind of doubt it at this point, because that's kind of a serious game mechanic that would require a lot of development. You know, but I did see immediately how it changed the way people played. They were more likely to kind of get in a position that you see right now, where I have a lot of brush around me, I had a lot of cover around me, and it seems like when it came more to the areas that were inside of cities and a lot of buildings, people had less confidence taking positions that you would normally see troops take positions at. So there you go. There's a few things that I liked about this game. Definitely giving it credit in a few areas, and a few things that I didn't like. Let me know how you feel in the comment section. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Is there something new that you want to bring up that you enjoyed or didn't enjoy about this beta? Please keep in mind that it is still a beta. I don't want to crucify the game. But that's all I have for this video, guys. See you in the next one. This is Sergeant Merrill, out here.